Hey guys, it's Keith, and today we're looking at replacing a watch battery, and more specifically how to remove this center crown piece here, which is often in the way. So the first thing I would suggest is you work in a fairly dust-free environment. Clean off your surfaces as much as you can so that you're not dealing with dust. And then if possible, if you can work in a room with an exhaust fan, that helps too, because it stops a little bit of the dust from falling. Let's start with the tools you're going to need. So most of these watches you have to pop the back off. There are some that are a screw type. What I would recommend, or what I mean by that, is there are some that screw off that way. So you usually need a special tool for that. What I would recommend is one of these inexpensive watch repair kits on Amazon or eBay. I've had this one for a while. I want to say it was like 15-20 bucks. It's got everything that you could need. I would also recommend you practice on a cheap watch. This is a cheap watch, so if something goes wrong the first time, it's not the end of the world. But anyway, in these kits is this tool here, which is used for prying off the cover. And it's nice because it's got a flat blade, and you can get under where there's a recess in the case. But it's short, it's small, it's easy to work with, and it's meant for this job. So I'd highly recommend using this tool. Let's try from this angle. You'll know when you catch it. There we go. There we go. So the back is off, and you can zoom in and see that this piece is inhibiting me from getting to the battery. So, and what's stopping me from pulling that out is, of course, the crown screw. So that's what we're going to look at. There is a release, and you have to look for it. Sometimes there's an arrow, and it's an area that you push in, and while you're pushing in, you can then pull this crown straight out, because if I try to grab this and pull this out right now, it's not going to come out, and you can break it if you pull too hard. So you're looking for an area, and sometimes it's marked, and I can see, if I can bring this in a little closer, on this one it's going to be right there. This is also a handy little tool that was in my crown, or my watch kit. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to press down on that, and I'm going to try not to block your view. Right there. It's going to be kind of hard without blocking your view. So push that in, and boom. It was enough to release the crown screw. Okay? Again, right there. It's different on different watches, but generally it's an area that is close to where the screw goes in. And so now that this is out, if that's all you came for with the video, you can stop watching. But if you want to watch the rest of what I do with battery replacement, so now this piece will come out like so, and it lifted out the whole watch assembly. Now, you probably can't tell, maybe you can, right here, see this little notch? That needs to be lined up. See the hole right there where the crown screw goes? That lines up. That's so that your watch is not crooked, it's not crooked inside. Okay, so now I can take the battery out. Okay. I've got my compressed air here also, which I'm going to blast that out. So here's my new battery. These days it's just so convenient to get new batteries on eBay and Amazon. But I will tell you, it is a good idea to test them, because there are a lot of bad batteries out there, especially on eBay and Amazon. Okay, so I've got my little simple voltmeter here. Zoom out for a minute. This is an optional step, but just one I like to do. I'll show you how I do it. So on mine, for testing DC voltage, I'm going to be over here, and I want to be in the 20 range, which really means 0 to 20. And so I'm going to take the battery, and I know that the positive is red on my lead, and so the positive on the battery is on top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it positive side on my terminal. See if I can put this in a better place so you can see it. Man, these little batteries are so tough to work with. Okay, I got the positive side on the positive terminal. Boom. So I'm looking for a number that's higher than the voltage of the battery. So in this case, the voltage is 1.55. See that? And so I got a 1.59. So anything remotely higher means a fresh battery. So I know I'm good to go. I got my compressed air here. Can of compressed air. I actually got this at Walmart. So you want to keep anything that's small away because it will blast and make things go flying. I'm also going to put the exhaust fan on really quick in my little utility workroom here. Extra precaution. So we'll do our compressed air. I'm going to pull this out and blast the inside of the case too. And the face. Pop the battery in. All right, now I need to replace the crown, but I need to line up that thing I was telling you about. It's kind of hard to do this and not block the camera, guys. Okay, there we go. You do want this exact if you can. There we go. All right, then my crown is going to go in next after I put this retaining piece in. Time for another blast. Good. Now the crown should just pop right in. And the watch is working. Now all I have to do is put the case on, and I'm going to give it one more blast of air. Also, watch out for gaskets and rubber rings here. So often they come loose when you are dislodging the cap or the back. And so you want to make sure if that happens, the gasket goes back where it's supposed to be. I'm going to have to press down hard on this watch. So I'm going to get it off this little plastic work area. And I'm going to transfer it over to here. So again, I'm going to blast here with the compressed air. Okay, final blast of compressed air. And let's get the case on. Can be kind of tricky to get these on. Boom, it's on. Some of these watch kits come with little mallets and hammers. I would be very, very careful about pounding these backs on. One time I did that, and it made some of the artwork on the face of the watch come loose under the glass. So don't do any kind of pounding at all if you can. Just use palm pressure, fingers, and I got that one to go on, and then you can check all the way around and see that it's a good seal. All right, again, that's how I install a battery and replace crowns. You know, anytime you work on a watch, there is a danger that you can break something. And so this is not a foolproof way or a foolproof recommendation. Even jewelers break things when they work on watches. So just kind of realize that if you're opening up your watch and you're going to work on it, there is a risk you're taking of something going wrong and something breaking. So if it's something very valuable, and especially if it's something you're new at, definitely I would recommend taking it into a jeweler or someone that repairs watches and is going to stand behind their work. For me, this was a cheap and expensive watch, and it was just a no-brainer for me to replace the battery. All right, and so that's how you do it. That's how you take the crown screw out. Hope that was helpful, guys. And if this did help you at all, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment if needed, a like, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.